Morning all, Simon here again. Apologies, I haven't been making in many videos or any videos of late. Yeah, well, to be honest, I've had nothing really to make a video about. It's all been pretty much the average stuff. Anyhow, this one I was quite surprised about. This is actually a Freelander TD4 ECU, but the chappie I've been speaking to who wanted to buy it is actually for a Rover 75, but he wanted the VNT enabled, and I thought, hang on a minute, it's already got it enabled. Well, it turns out it hasn't. The Rover 75 never came with a VNT. I mean, really, Rover, what were you thinking? You know, it's just another nail in the coffin. It's not a wonder that you went under. You know, there we are, that's by the by. Anyhow, so this chappie said, look, I need the VNT enabled. So I said, okay, no problem, I can fix that. And he said, okay, no problem, great. If you can demonstrate it working, then I'll buy the ECU. So I've loaded up the 75 flash and enabled the VNT, and we're now going to demonstrate that. Because how the VNT works, it's a pulse width enabled modulator that basically switches back and forth very quickly, about 300 times a second. What it actually does is it switches only part of the pulse. So instead of it being a 50-50 on off, it goes from between 0 and 100%, whether it's fully open, fully closed, or somewhere in the middle, depending on the control. So we're going to demonstrate that today, because of course we're going to demonstrate it with the car not running. So the VNT is only going to be switching a minute part. So the square wave you'll see on the scope isn't going to be a complete square. Well, it's not a complete square wave, but you'll just be able to see the pulse there. Also remember, on these, the switching on them is negatively switched, so they have a permanent positive live feed, and then the ECU switches the 0 volt side. So that then completes the circuit, and away she goes. Now, to simulate the modulator, or the pressure converter as they like to be called, we're just using a simple resistor. You can see I've got the oscilloscope there on the side, which is opposite to the 12 volts, and then the ground on the scope there is just connected to the croc clip there. That's just my handy little go-to. So without further ado, let's switch this on and show it working. So there we go, we're up to 12.4 and we're on the scope, and if we switch that on, there we go, you can see our pulse width modulated signal, which we'd use to drive the modulator, sending away there quite happily. And as you can actually see, the switching side, which is actually the ground, the 0 side where the yellow line is quite small, because the engine isn't running. So the turbocharger is actually in the fully closed position and ready to make boost. It's a crying shame I can't actually run up the RPM on this on the bench, because I could actually show you that actually changing, which would be pretty cool. But there we are, I can't do that. So yeah, she's good, she's ready to go, and I'll get this boxed up and ready for the chat. Thank you all, bye.